Recording. We're recording now, Adam.
Okay.
Brilliant. Hi, Adam. Thanks very much for agreeing to be part of this interview. And what we're trying to do is looking at, I'm trying to create sort of kind of a little portfolio of lockdown learnings. I know I often talk about a webinar that I've attended, or a seminar that I've attended, or a conference, and it's always learnings. And on the spell checker, it always comes up as being not a proper word, but I like to stick with learnings. So it's so I thought, well, yeah, lockdown learnings. That's a great title. So could you just start with just explaining who you are and what you do, so that we can get an understanding?
Yeah. So my name's Adam Searle, and I'm the managing director of a company called Rigging Team, and we work in the events and entertainment sector, providing structures and things for events. So we essentially allow the lighting and sound equipment to be hung in a venue.
Ah, I see. So yeah, so for lay people like me, your equipment is in there, and things are coming off of the equipment that you.
Yeah. So if you went to a concert, so you've got all the lighting and sound equipment hung in the roof, but we do all the metal work and hoists and things to allow that to be there.
Yeah, got you. So the structure's up there. You don't bring the light's someone else, and then you've got that structure there. Brilliant. Perfect. Oh, lovely. Thanks very much for that. So just going back, sort of trying to wind the clock back a little bit, at what point in time did you realize there was going to be a problem commercially, not just from a health perspective with the COVID-19?
I think beginning of March.
Beginning of March, right? Yeah. Did you see it coming? From health-wise, did you? How sort of?
Well, we were looking at what was happening in the other countries, and that they were essentially shutting down. It didn't take much to extrapolate that was going to happen over here. So yeah, that's when we knew that.
Sorry, weren't you over in America at one time? Just
yeah.
Beginning of the year, and they,
are
they ahead of us or behind us in the sort of curve?
Behind consistently.
Yeah.
They New York kind of had a lockdown, but not quite.
Yeah.
Florida was the next place that got it big style, and they sort of locked down, but not really. And then they came out of it, and now they're back into a lockdown and having it worse than they did before. So
interesting, isn't it, really?
But they don't take it particularly seriously, much like most of the people over here at the minute. So
yes, I know. With the
beach as well.
Scene on the Bournemouth beach didn't really look like much social distancing going on there, that's for sure. And so interesting. So going back then to the original question, when was it the sort of commercial side perhaps kicks in? You say what, beginning
of March we saw it coming. I guess mid-March, we kind of knew it was on the verge of happening, and as soon as it was about that time that the government started announcing that people shouldn't be going to bars and theatres and things, and even without them officially saying at that moment that they're shut, that was the moment that everything shut, and overnight our industry stopped. There was no shows, no events, no anything, and we hung on to a bit of inspection work that we do. But as soon as the lockdown came into effect, that had to stop. So
that sort of paused.
By the end of March, we stopped entirely.
Oh, right. Yeah, so your industry would have, literally the doors have
literally switched off overnight.
Shut down, and someone's pressed pause. Yeah, okay.
Or stop in a minute rather than pause.
Stop.
Probably eject as well.
I prefer to say pause rather than stop. Stop seems quite final. I'm sure it'll come back again. Has lockdown allowed you to focus on something else that you weren't perhaps doing before?
No, not really, because we were not able to trade. There's no, we're quite diverse in what we offered anyway. Within events and entertainment, but there is no events or entertainment.
So I know the phrase pivot seems to be a common thing, that your business is pivoting, but I don't suppose you've gone anywhere to pivot, have you? You haven't really got anywhere to pivot, really.
There's nothing we can do. There's a few bits of work coming back in terms of inspections now, and like the outdoor cinema, drive-in cinema thing. But every Tom, Dick, and Harry decided they were going to organise a drive-in cinema and cash in on it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not something. It's not an easy thing to do. So 90% of the quotes we sent out, we knew wouldn't amount to anything anyway.
Yeah. Nice.
So it's not.
Yeah. So you've been doing.
We're talking about all these opportunities, but there is no more opportunity. Right?
Yeah.
It's people trying to turn it into a cash cow, and
there's not that many. There's not that many of these outdoor cinemas, around, is there? Really, it's not going to take the place of the West End, that's for sure. Have you? So that's interesting. But have you adapted at all? I know the team are on furlough, haven't they? Really, at the moment.
Yeah.
So they're doing that. And do you envisage? So I know some of them did work from home in the past.
Yeah.
Before COVID. Do you see that as something that's going to be happening more in the future?
Yes, I mean, we were geared up for people working remotely to a point anyway, but it's that a lot of work can be done remotely in the planning side. There's portions of it that can't be, and there's no substitute for everyone being in the same room and bouncing ideas off each other and poring over a drawing and but how the guys working in the warehouse packing and maintaining the equipment can't work remotely. Guys on site doing the events can't work remotely. It's the only thing that can be done is some of the planning. That's it.
So I suppose it's sort of thought sprang to mind. It's a bit like the construction side, where you've got your planning and architectural pieces. Perhaps that can be done. But when you come to start digging footings and laying bricks and putting in electric, you need to be on site, don't you? Really, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That's good. Thanks for that. So, what are you most looking forward to post lockdown? So we will be coming through. Through this as things are.
Work.
Sorry, work.
Bringing some money in. Getting back to doing events. Having the team back in the office and.
Yeah, because aren't you moving into a new site soon?
Moving to warehouse hopefully in July, all being well.
Yeah, July time, brilliant. And I know that was something that you've made a conscious decision of pushing forward with the business, and as you've outgrown.
Yeah, I mean we kind of don't have much choice in terms of timescale because we need to be out of our current place, and it is a bigger warehouse and a bigger financial commitment, etc. But to stay where we are, or to attempt to stay where we are, stifles the growth of the business long term. And we had to take the view that this is a short-term blip.
Yeah.
Pretty big blip potentially, but short-term, and we need to look at the longer game. So we did lots of wrangling of numbers to ensure that we could afford it, and it's tight. But we've got to take the chance.
Yeah, no, I'm really, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the right word, really. Really, I think it's a really good thing that you're doing, that actual states puts a marker in the ground for your team and rigging team as a whole, to say, well, look, this is what we're doing, we're going forward. And I really admire you for doing that.
I mean, we're looking at building a training centre and offering training from there. So that's a revenue stream that we can't have without having the space to do it. And so that really, even if we stayed where we were, we'd have to do that. We'd have to go and get another building anyway. Training centre, and then we still won't be able to fit the people in the office, certainly not socially distanced. And we've run out of space to store all the equipment and prep the equipment, and so there's, you know, the decision's fairly obvious, really, if you take the money out of it. But
I still, yeah, commend you for doing that, though, really, and it makes a great stake. You know, puts a great stake in the ground, really, to say that, because I know that the times I've been into the, where, you know, come along at meetings and team meetings and team training sessions at the at the site in Stevenage, and if you poke your head out the back and look at the warehouse, it's always really jammed and racked up. So
it's very full at the minute, because obviously almost everything's in.
I suppose, yeah. I suppose
we can't move for.
You can't really get in there at the moment, that's for sure. So yeah, so looking on a sort of post-lockdown, then, so really you're looking forward to. So if we can wind the clock forward sort of 3 months, you'll be in the new unit. You've got work coming in, and back, you know, getting back on track, really, isn't it? That's the that's to be looking forward.
3 months is optimistic, but.
You know me, Adam. I'm always optimistic. Always optimistic. Yeah.
You know, we're going to react to
the
industry, and at the minute there is no industry, really.
Is that
and events and shows and things? Can actually happen again properly. There's no need for people like us.
No. That's
a smattering events that we are doing, but like we said before, it's not going to bankroll the company. So
no. But interestingly, I think that, you know, there's certain industries that you think, and you know, come across a lot of business owners and business people, and they're always at the back of your mind. You think, well, this is this something that people are going to be doing, really, isn't it? I mean, if, you know, you can sort of think of the old days when you've got videos, and remember going along to a video shop and picking out your video. Well, you know, we've got Netflix now. It's like, well, why would you, for instance, why would you have a video? Their business model is gone. Whereas actually putting on shows, and people do want to be entertained. So I think that's one of the things you can think in the back of your mind. People are social beings, and they really want to be, you know, they do want to be entertained, not just by sitting watching a screen at home. Now, no matter how big your TV is,
there's no substitute for being at a live event. Even watching a live event on the TV is not the same.
Nowhere near, is it? Yeah, it's just we sort of think they're showing. I know they're showing reruns of Glastonbury starting now.
But you only get the atmosphere because of the live audience there.
Yeah, it's just
like it's
nothing.
You know,
so let's get back to that as soon as we can, and it's something that's not going to go away. So I'm I know it's not my business, but I'm confident that's it's the business that's going to come back, isn't it? Really, it's a matter of time. It's just time, really, when to work for you. So, just one final question: what have you learned about yourself?
Resilience.
Resilient, yeah.
You know, I mean, I've always been quite good at just getting my head down and getting on with it, and you know, problems come along and they're there to be solved or worked around or worked through. So it's just it's that having a bit of faith in the business and our customers and everything else, that it will come back. And in our staff who are, you know, we've had to furlough in the main part, and you know they're all keen to do something to help and bring it back, but there's the minute that, you know, we need something to do. So
I know they're all really good guys and girls, really, in the background there, having met them all. So that's super. Okay, super. Thanks very much. Keep resilient, Adam, and look forward to catching up with you again soon. Bye for now.